Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on whatever time you're watching this at. My name is Alex Shockley, and today we'll be talking about the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer. Schopenhauer is what we now call a pessimist or a nihilist. He had a he was influenced by Kant, and he himself eventually was an influence on the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. Some of Schopenhauer's famous works, or his most famous work, was The World as Will and Representation, in which he discussed his ideas of the will and also brought up that life is suffering. His main point, talking about the will, is his idea that everything is interconnected to itself, where everything that happens comes from the will. Everything always comes from the will. Everything that we do, everything that happens in nature, it's the will. His other main topic was that life is suffering, and he came to this conclusion by taking into account several different things. First, being that to live is to will. Because you're alive, you're connected to the will. And to will is to have a goal or have something that you want to do. And you can either achieve your goal or you don't achieve it. If you achieve it, then you're bored, and boredom is suffering. And if you don't achieve it, then you have a lack, and having a lack is suffering, i.e., life is always suffering because you either achieve your goal or you don't achieve your goal. He's also able to prove this by looking at nature, because he claims that nature is morally abhorrent because of the things that happened compared to what we believe it's a horrible thing. Connecting this to our personal lives and how we view things, we can look at this through the eyes of the pandemic life, where when we were still in the heights of lockdown, we had lack because if you wanted to go do something, you couldn't. So you were lacking in something, er- ergo, you were suffering. But if you wanted to do something and you could go do it, once you've done it, now you're bored and you're still suffering. Examples of this could be just wanting to go somewhere and do something, or if you're okay with being stuck at home, trying to pick up a hobby. If you pick up the hobby and you complete it, well, then now you're bored and you're suffering. But if you don't end up being able to do it, like an instrument, and you fail, then you're suffering a lack, and that is also suffering. And so, along with that, I would like to leave off with a quote by Schopenhauer. If the immediate and direct purpose of our life is not suffering, then our existence is the most ill adapted to its purpose in this world. Thank you and have a wonderful day.